Geordie Retro Chasers. It's been a while. What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to Geordie Retro Chasers. Welcome back to Chase HQ. It's been about 3 or 4 weeks since we have been out in the wild looking for that nostalgic goodness. You know, if you're a subscriber to this channel, you'll know it's dedicated to anything from the 80s and 90s, whether that's movies, toys, books, comics, you name it. If it's from the 80s and 90s, we look for it on this channel. So, as I've just said, it's been about 3 or 4 weeks since we've actually been out in the wild doing one of these hunt videos. So without me shit cracking on, let's do this. Let's get out in the wild and let's see what we can go and find. Doing some stuff on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna buy them, don't worry. I'm gonna buy them. Okay guys, so arrived at the car boot and we are off to a great start. Pick up a cheeky little amiibo. Pikachu for a quid.
They buckets in, but the work.
Do they?
I'll definitely save me off.
Okay guys, can I just admit how nice it is to be back out in the wild since we've been out for about 3 or 4 weeks. So let's continue the hunt because we're doing pretty well. We've got about a tenner so far, but don't forget we'll go back to Chase HQ and see what we picked up. Let's keep going. Stuff on my YouTube channel. How much you want for your little joystick?
£3.
I've already got this one now.
I don't actually know what's loaded in it, it's not mine.
Oh, okay.
It's fundraising for football team.
Okay guys, so I've just bought an original General Grievous 1982 and a Wookiee, of course, which is Chewbacca. Let's have a quick look at them now. Literally just paid $150 each for these guys. They are stamped 1982. We'll have a good look at them when we get back at Chase HQ. Okay, mate. Rain stayed off. That's it.
On and off.
Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
Undertaker, and that one. Okay guys, so coming to Boot Fair was probably worth it today because we've just picked up 3 vintage wrestling Hasbro figures.
Okay guys, that's us done at the car boot. Let's see what you got, Lil. Ah, lovely. So let's head back to Chase HQ and let's do this week's pickup. Right guys, welcome back to Chase HQ. I hope you enjoyed being out in the wild as much as we did. The weather over the last sort of 2 days has been questionable to say the least. We did get absolutely soaked at the car boot, but we did pick up a few bits which I'm really happy to go through. So as per usual, we haven't done this for a while, so let's have a look at what we picked up this week's pickups. We'll start as per usual with the little knick-knacky bits. When I say little knick-knacky bits, these are just tiny little items which I like to try and sit on the shelf behind me. So we picked up quite a few little bits this week. So let's kick this week's pickups off with the knick-knacks. In at number 1 is a tiny little Pikachu. I'm not going to bring this close to the camera because we'll have some little close-ups of them in a sec. So the first one is a little Pikachu for 20p. Secondly, we picked up a Tony the Tiger. Now, I'm pretty sure he was a pencil topper, but definitely something that would have came out of your cereal in the 80s or 90s. As we've covered on this channel before, unfortunately, bit of a Tony the Tiger ban in the UK, so really happy to pick up him. Then we grabbed these 2 little Mario Kart figurines. One is Wario, and I can't actually remember his name. So they will sit on the shelf with the other 2 little bits of Mario Kart memorabilia we have, so pretty stoked at those. Then we picked up another what looks like a pencil stopper, except it's not a topper this time. It's just a little Garfield. So again, he is dated 1986. So absolutely happy as anything to pick him up. And then last but not least, one that when I seen this on the table, you'll have seen it in the footage. When I picked it up and I said to the lady, how much is this? And she said £1. I couldn't get my wallet out quick enough. And of course it was the Pikachu amiibo. Yeah, not a bad pickup at all for the sake of everything between 25p and £1. Something that I've never ever picked up before and something that I've never looked at are playing cards. I actually bought 2 packs of playing cards at the car boot fair this week, so let's have a little look at them now. The 2 that I got was, and this one is still sealed. I don't know if it has a date on it. Yes, it does, 2006. It is a Simpsons Waddington's playing cards, so nice and sealed. And this one is a 007 version, but it is dated 2002, so, not completely vintage or retro, but something I thought might just look cool, and something we can possibly take away when we go on holiday, because it isn't sealed. So yeah, picked up 2 packs of random playing cards, one being The Simpsons, one being 007. 2 games I've seen that I was out and about. Now, I'm not that naive to know that these aren't repo cards, which stands for reproduction. But again, the guy only wanted 50p each for them. He said he didn't know if they worked or not. So it blows my mind why you would buy 2 carts if you didn't have a system to try them on. But anyways, this is where I need your help because I don't recognise either of these 2 games. So can you help me in the comments below with these? And the first one is, I think it says, is it Musha? Again, really cheap plasticky piece of crap really. Not bad for, for the sake of 50p. And the second one is called Stone Protectors. Now, call me a genius, but if we can have a little close-up of it here, they look like the Trolls. You remember the Trolls that we used to collect back in the 80s where you could style the hair? My young'un absolutely loves the modern day versions of them. So, help me in the comments below. Are you familiar with either of these cards? Are they quite rare? Or if they were originals, are they quite expensive? It always sort of blows my mind why people want to make the reproduction cards unless the games are particularly rare or particularly expensive. But I'll be happy to fire up my Mega Drive, see if they work. If they don't, for the sake of £1. Moving on to some of the other pickups we've got from the car boot. One thing we've been accustomed to over the last sort of, how many episodes are we on now? 13, 14, whatever it is, are books. we've picked up quite a few different books from various different car boots. And I picked up 2 today, which were both dated 1996. So let's have a little look at them now. The first one is called Simpson Rama. And it is a Simpsons comic book, which, believe it or not, the puzzles inside haven't actually been completed. This lady had a lot of 90s stuff. She had a lot of VHS, which was in the footage, and she also had quite a few of these. She had quite a few books, and these were the 2 that I picked out. So the first one was Simpson Rama, and the second one is A Guide to Springfield, and it's almost like a tour guide around Springfield, showing you and telling you all the various little bits that you can do, sights and scene wise. So really happy to grab them. As you'll know, me and Mrs. JRC, huge Simpson fans, huge Simpson collectors. Not bad to add to the collection for £1. Okay guys, let's do the disc-based format stuff that I picked up. Now, when I pick up disc format stuff, whether that's PS1, PS2, Xbox 360, these tend to be either going to go to a convention with us, or they'll be flipped on eBay. So out of the 4 items that we got, I am only going to keep 1. So let's have a quick look at the 3 that I'm going to flip on eBay. And they were a copy of The League of Gentlemen, the first series, which has both UMDs in there for the PSP. Again, guys, if you're watching this and you see anything that might be of interest to you, hit me up in the comments or hit me up on Instagram. We can come to a deal, but yeah. First one was The League of Gentlemen double UMD pack for the PSP. The 2 other eBay flips I picked up were 2 copies of Hitman Absolution. I'm possibly going to keep one of these. So here's a little secret for you. Something that a lot of people don't know. I've never played a Hitman game in my life. Am I naive? Are they actually that good? Again, hit me up in the comments. Let me know that, I do have 2 copies. So one will go possibly in my collection. The second one will be taken to a convention or flipped on eBay. So that is the eBay flips for this week. And the one disc-based the one disc-based format that I'm going to keep is actually a DVD. And it's something me and little GRC have been getting into hugely. And that is the Rugrats. If you've followed this or subscribed to this channel before, you'll have seen that we buy lots of little bits Rugrat related. Big shout out Retro Ghetto, who found a wonderful Rugrats alarm clock, so go check out his pickup video if you haven't. If you ever want to part with that, give me a holler. Again, we've been watching the reboot on the internet, and I found this for 50p. It is the original Rugrats movie. Anything that carries that Nickelodeon logo holds a place dear in my heart. So one that I'm absolutely stoked and looking forward to watching with little GRC. So one thing that I look for profusely when I'm out at the car boots are loose figures. Whether they are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Biker Mice from Mars, wrestling, anything that holds that little bit of nostalgia, I'm always keeping an eye out for. And I picked up 5 vintage figures over this weekend from the car boot, which I'm really happy. So let's have a look at the 5 that I picked up. The first 2 is, which I call General Grievous in the earlier footage. It is Admiral Akbar. And of course, it is our good friend, the Wookiee, Mr. Chewbacca. They had 4 of these. The lady wanted $150 each for them. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, but what I'm not a massive fan of is collecting the Star Wars toys. Mr. Bobby Robson, who's a good friend of mine, he's a bit of a Star Wars connoisseur. So that's where I'm going to go for some advice with these. But again, hit me up in the comments. Are these worth anything? Do they hold any value? I checked Admiral Akbar's leg, and he was dated 1982. So I thought, why not? Very rare do you see the original Star Wars figures kicking about at the car boot. So these were definitely worth a quick pickup. Happy days. And also in the footage, you'll have seen we picked up 3 Hasbro wrestling figures, which, believe it or not, on the shelf behind me just here, I actually need 2 out of the 3 I don't own. So let's have a quick look at who we picked up. First one is the good old Undertaker. Second one, of course, is Mr. Terry Hogan, aka the Hulkster, Hulkamania Hulk Hogan. And the third one was Hawk, which is one half of the Legion of Doom. I do actually have this one on the shelf behind me. So what we'll do when we're finished doing this video is we'll compare the quality of this one compared to the one that's behind us. And whichever one's in the better nick will then go on the shelf, and the spare one will go in the box down there, which will be taken to the Nerd Convention, Northeast Retro Den Convention, which is on October the 10th in Newcastle upon Tyne. Okay guys, so here is my most random pickup of the week I'll probably ever likely to show anyone ever. Walking around, as you can see, what generally floats my boat, you can see the brands, you can see the figures that I was into. So this one might come as a little bit of a surprise, but by my word, did it earn me brownie points with Mrs. GRC. And the pickup of the week is the boxed Boyzone Ronan Keating doll. Yes, that's right, doll. He is dated 1995. He is still minty in his box. He's even got the little bit of tape on the top that keeps the box together. Now, was I a Boyzone fan? No. Was I a Ronan Keating fan? No. Am I ever likely to probably put this on any of my shelves? No. Was he worth the £3 I paid for him? Yes. Not a bad pickup for £3. Mrs. GRC was, she was a huge Boyzone fan back in the day. So to pick him up, still immaculate. And to be honest with you, if we can have a little close-up of him now, it looks absolutely nothing like Ronan Keating. But what a buzz. Imagine having your own doll or action figure, whichever you want to call it. But yeah, really happy to pick up Ronan Keating. Not really. Really happy for Mrs. GRC that I picked up Ronan Keating for her. And believe it or not, I'm going to squeeze him in as the pickup of the week. Well, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure as per usual. Thanks very much again for tuning in. I will hopefully be back out in the wild a little bit more regular than I have been over the last 3 or 4 weeks. So, from me, Mrs. GRC, Junior GRC, have yourself a great bank holiday, and we will catch you on the flip side, guys. Peace.